Well, good evening. I am just getting fired up here. I actually had fallen asleep and woke up with just enough time to fill my coffee mug. I'm playing catch up here. This brutal cold is really draining, and all of you in the cold can relate, no doubt. So just give me a minute to play catch up here and see who's around. And get my window open. Mute that. Amanda, I love when you're here. Envy me. I see that. Should still be here when you get off work. So definitely appreciate if you pop in. And I saw that somebody's doing a premiere. So I would assume that some are over there watching that. I don't know if I scheduled this first or if it scheduled that first. I have no idea. Hey, Chris. Physically hurt or pissed off hurt? Am I super loud that I need to adjust? I thought about this today when I was watching Bliss. She had said something about, or she was having mic issues or something. And I'm like, I wonder if my mic is ever super loud or anything. Oh, when I'm alone with my grandson, because it's real easy to take a tumble when something goes out. I haven't been hurt when he's here, but that thought's always in the background. So that is scary. Can I ask what happened, or you just don't want to relive it? Which I would understand also. Oh, that is frightening. Do you have one of those buttons? Hey, that's me. How you doing, Terry? Not that that button would help when you pass out, but do you have one? Oh, ouch. Hopefully you didn't chip a tooth or anything as a secondary to the fall. Nothing broke when you went down. Any idea what caused it? Was it a syncope that caused it, or it just happened? Coco's sitting next to me. He's saying hello, Terry. See, he is determined to make you less afraid of snaky cats. And he just jumped up on the chair. See? Hey, Bliss. He'll say hello in just a minute, I'm sure. Hey, that's the beginning of my email at Gmail. Bliss, can you shoot me an email? I wanted to ask you something, and I even went over to Twitter, but you don't accept messages over there. Ah, gotcha, Chris. Oh, okay, okay. I just set that. I just set that IG up yesterday, so I'll have to. I'll have to. I assume it'll put a little mark somewhere to let me know there's messages there. Oh, okay. Yeah. That'll I'll have to remind myself to open it up because it's just on my computer, on my laptop, so I'll have to make a note to check that periodically. Well, I tried to send a message and it said failed, so I assume it's set up for not getting messages. And I go on Twitter about as often as I go on um, nothing, because I open Twitter up, like periodically. And I don't think I had an IG account. I used to be banned from that, and I have no idea why. Or was it something else? I forget. I forget. Yeah, it's was it Instagram or was it something else? I forget what it was, but I was banned. I don't know if it was because I tried to put in a uh something and it was too many times I tried to, or I kept forgetting my password or something, and it's like I have no idea why I got banned from it because I didn't do anything, but it was weird. Yeah, because I had told B that, and she was like, "Well, that's weird." Yeah, she said the same thing, but I don't remember which one it was now. So I was trying to get on because somebody else had asked me, and I'm pretty sure it was B. And then Terry had mentioned Instagram to me yesterday, and I went and tried, and I had to start a new account, and it opened. So I don't know, maybe it's been long enough, and whatever reason it was is non-existent now. So whatever. Okay. Anyway, hi Betty. Oh, wait, we got to come up with a name for my community. Maybe we should call us the T-Dog. Oh, wait a minute, that's taken. Oops, nope. Oh, wait a minute, we're the hookers. We're the hookers in here. Haha. So did you answer about having your own "I've fallen, I can't get up" button, Chris? If you don't have one, you should. And maybe through the Project 22, since you did utilize them, maybe they can get you one. Well, you only have one laptop? Yeah, I haven't had to use mine. In fact, mine's not working. I had just checked it the other day. I remember hearing it, squawking that I have to recharge it. And I went and I'm like, it's on the charger, but now the charger's not working. So the charger blew out. The VA got me mine. This is the second one because they do go bad, but they're programmed to your local emergency services. School after work. I was commenting when I was babbling to myself on one of my lives, um, the one where I was babbling to myself. I was talking about how school days, snow days, have been ruined because of COVID. because when they took everything to being online, snow days are not like they used to be. COVID ruins the snow days for our kids because when the weather turns sour and school's canceled, that means school is taken online. But I'm glad you mentioned that. I have the laptop. My I had bought a new laptop last year off Amazon. I bought a HP, and I bought it from the HP store. And this is the second one in about 4 months. And it crashed. Exact same thing the first one did. And I was so pissed off after the first one, but I went and bought another one, and a better one. And when the second one fried, this time I contacted customer service at HP. And HP were doing through everything, and they were like, oh yeah, it's under warranty, yada yada yada. And then we get to one more thing, and he asked me one more question, and then it turns out that where I bought it on from the HP store on Amazon, they had increased the RAM in it, and when they did that, they violated the warranty. They violated the HP warranty. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Heather. They violated the HP warranty, and so I lost my warranty on it. And I went absolutely ballistic because when I bought it, they did not say, it was not disclosed that they altered it and that the HP warranty would be violated. So I'm calling Amazon, and I am going ballistic on Amazon. And Amazon ended up, they're sending me up to multiple levels of resolution. And they decide that they're going to refund me for the purchase of the laptop. And I'm telling them, I said, yeah, but look at my record. I bought one 4 months ago, and the same exact thing happened to it. You're not reimbursing me anything for that. And they're like, well, no, because it's been too long and you didn't call in about it. And I says, okay, but you're going to reimburse me everything for this one? And they're like, yeah, and we'll send you the box to send it back. And I says, that's fine, but I can't boot this up. How do I get all my personal information off of it? This has my banking information. It has all this on it. You need to help me figure out how to do that first. And they're like, okay, let me talk to a supervisor first. Sorry, I had to get a drink. And she comes back on and she says, okay, we're going to get this all taken care of. We're going to figure that out. But once we do this, we're going to reimburse you everything for the laptop, but you'll send it back to us, right? And I says, yes, I'll send it back. Just tell me how I can get all my personal information off here first, because it won't even start up. And she's like, okay, but as soon as we do that, you'll send it back, right? And I'm like, yeah. And she asked me that several times, and I'm starting to get annoyed at the amount of times she asked me that. And she says, okay, here's the claim number, and you'll get your refund within 48 hours. And I'm like, okay, but you're not answering this final question. How are we getting my information off here? And then she says, you can just keep the laptop. Excuse me, what? And in the end, they told me just keep the laptop. No, they told me to keep the laptop, and they refunded me the full price of the HP. And I was like, okay. So other than that problem with the hard drive, and it was one of those hard drives that looks like a chip, so the secure hard drive. So I know. So what I ended up doing is I bought new RAM, smaller RAM, because what the company had done is they increased the size of the RAM, and that's what violated the warranty. So I bought smaller RAM, so it would go back and make the warranty valid again. So I put the smaller RAM in, and I need to take it over to the HP factory at Best Buy, and then they'll fix it. And then as soon as they fix it, and that's the same thing I'll have to do with the other one that's broken for the same reason. And then my grandson had mentioned that he needs an HP laptop because he has an Apple one, but he needs a Windows based laptop for something. So now I get to give my grandson a laptop, and it's not costing anything. So that worked out good. I used to have a Best Buy like a half a mile down the road from me, and then they closed that like a year ago. So now I got to drive 40 miles to get to a Best Buy. That sucks. But yeah. So it's cool. My grandson gets a free laptop out of it. And with the money they reimbursed me, I went and got a really nice Asus. And this time I got a really nice one. Of course, I paid double for it what I paid for the HP. But before I was tangling with the HPs that shit the bed on me, I had an Asus for years and really liked it. So yeah, Asus is a good brand, and I believe that's the Best Buy brand. But yes, Asus is really good. The what is it? I think I'm saying it right. ASUS. Of course, I've had good HPs before too, but the last two I got off of Amazon really sucked, and that's because the seller jacked it up. You know, they souped it up um, more than it could handle, and it fried it. Oh, Chris, now you're mentioning stitches. Oh man, I'm really sorry to hear that. Oh boy, what's up, Pop? No, I didn't mute myself. Oh, Nutter decided to come up and say hello now. You don't see my gray too often. Just as a quick note, she was one of the moms that I fostered with her kittens. She came in. Her name was uh, Coconut, and since I already had my Coco, my big boy, and I don't like renaming, I just started calling her Nutter. Okay. Hey, Stanley. So we're all chit chatting. Would anybody like to see what is potentially on the schedule to do a little crochet tonight if we get enough hookers in here? It's only if we get the hookers in here. I didn't because I dozed off and didn't get anything started yet. I don't have any examples to show yet. Unlike our started dumpster fire, which I still haven't finished, but figure if we do any hooking tonight, we'll all be starting fresh. But I do have the pattern pulled up if anybody would like to see it. Yes, I don't randomly just call everybody a slur. But yeah. Wow, I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. Yeah, I am using StreamYard. Oh, you can't snipe if it's over, can you, Terry? I'll show you real quick what I was thinking of hooking tonight. Yeah, well. I figured we'd start out with something easy. And this is just something for the ones that know how to crochet already. We haven't started any instructionals. Not yet, Chris, because Chris, you haven't told me if you got any crochet supplies in yet. Oh, you guys got to stay away from Temu. They use slave labor. You know that, right? Same with all those overseas companies, those cheap overseas companies. It's all slave labor. Way to go, Amanda. Yeah, the Temu. What are the names of the other ones? I'm blanking on their names right now, but yeah, overworked and underpaid workers, issues with breaks, lunch breaks, and Shein, yeah, terrible work conditions. I've looked at some of their stuff, and some of those prices are unbelievable, but that's me. I can't strong arm you into having my same moral values. Yeah, there was some snark when I said that. I don't have any in the house, so I can't speak for its quality, but I can't imagine it's great. So hey, isn't there supposed to be a panel up live going on tomorrow? Don't do that, Amanda. Come on, it's not like walking and chewing gum. You be safe. This is very true, Terry. Oh, hey, 1980. Yes, that's Nutter. She's one of the mamas I fostered, and she stayed here. 1980, are you a crocheter? Or I'm sorry, are you a hooker? Got to use my terminology correctly. Terry, could you put 1980s link up, please? All my Gypsy Rose fans here, 1980 does the most fantastic Gypsy Rose content ever. Well, if we get over the gossip talk tonight, tonight we were gonna do a little bit of shit talking tonight, but this is what we were gonna do a little crocheting tonight. Oh, well deserved, well deserved. We got a little snark going on over here. Oh, you should see some of the patterns I have up and coming. We got a little sass going on over here. So I have not made any samples of this. So I showed everybody, I did I don't have it finished yet because I've been a little bit lazy, but we had a little bit of a dumpster fire the other day. So got a dumpster fire here. I just have to put the bottom on it and make a flap for it. Got to have a sense of humor in these streets. And the intent is to do some instructionals with some of the basic crochet stitches we'll use for a lot of these little things. Making some little plushies, some fun things for the littles, for anybody that has littles around. So all kinds of fun little things. Some sensory gadgets, fidget type stuff. (1980) do you have any videos coming out tonight or any lives planned for tomorrow that anybody might be interested in? Oh, I almost slept through the start of my live tonight. I literally just woke up. I was listening to a live about problems with some of the mukbangs and some of the bigger mukbangers that had died. And I dozed off listening to that. This cold is sapping the energy. That happens, Amanda. I didn't get a notification, and I am subbed to you, Amanda. So you must have cut it pretty quick. Ooh, I didn't hear about that. Well, I'm going to go and double look now. I am sub to you. Yeah, I don't have any notification. I have a notification from your comments from yesterday, but nothing about you going live. Well, that's weird. I'm glad they're finally cracking down on the mukbangers. That's sickening. The ones that are super heavy doing the mukbangs. Oh, that would be terrifying, Brooke, because nobody swears on YouTube. Yeah, but a lot of the skinny ones doing it are spitting the food out, and they're doing it a lot of editing, and they're spitting their food out. They're getting busted. They've been getting busted for it. Yeah, the skinny pretty ones. Heavy editing. Because there is no way they could eat those mountains of food like that. There's no way. You should, Chris. You got a decent membership already. You got like what, 60, 70 people already? Hell, you had more than me for the longest time. Hey, half a line. Yeah, you know what? The social anxiety, it helps if you keep your avatar up until you start getting more comfortable, and then when you get more comfortable, then you occasionally put your face up, or you don't. You just stick with your avatar, and you just keep your jaw jacking. Yeah, and you start out short. Gets a little bit easier every time. I mean, come on, mine were short, and I never thought I'd end up doing an 8-hour live. Never thought that would happen. But then again, it was an incredibly exciting topic. So, when you have something good to talk about, that helps. Watching paint dry, it was invigorating. Just saying. Uh-oh. If it's going to dox me, don't tell me. £22 of food? Okay. It's nothing bad. You know, I get a burrito bowl from Chipotle and it takes me 4 days to eat it. I can't imagine 22 pounds of food in 10 hours. And I pack my burrito bowl. uh, when I first found this community, uh, it was I know I was hitting up LB's and Coley's right around the same time frame. So probably, I would say probably Bliss, probably. Yeah, I haven't watched LB in a while. I'll go check her out when when she says something about Gypsy or if she says something about the Mama June show. But I don't follow everything she talks about. I don't do the teen mom stuff and most of that. I don't follow that. Yeah, I think I came on this whole community right around the time of the Duggars. And came across Backwoods Barbie. And then that wacko is how I ended up finding Coley and ended up in Coley's chat. Mukbang and pacifiers. That's how I found KJ too. When Josh was during Josh's trial, I had watched some of KJ's coverage. Wow, what a small world. I would never call me a supporter of hers. I mean, I watched some of her support of hers. I've watched some of her stuff, and she's just fucking crazy. She seems to have settled down since she's got married, but man, she was crazy. You know, her phone is bugged, even though she's gone through several phones, and every phone was bugged, and oh my god, and she has a right to be mentally deranged because of what happened to her friend a million years ago. Like, she's the only person that's dealt with tragedy and victim this, victim that, and yada 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 yada. And yeah, go twerk your ass off on a music video somewhere else. A little loco. She blocked me. I don't remember what it was for. You know, she blocks everybody that doesn't, sit there and agree that, she's self-righteous. But yeah, that's how I ended up finding Coley. Coley had done a video on her, and Coley was live one night. Coley kept the same hours I did because I barely slept at all. PTSD didn't let me sleep too much. And Coley was live and was welcoming when I popped into the chat. And yeah. And well, we know how that goes. Yeah, KJ, all I ever did was I watched her Duggar stuff, and I read through comments on her vids. I don't think I was there for any of her lives. If KJ did lives, I don't remember. But I'd read through the comments, and just the general consensus in her comments always felt something's off with her community. I'm not picking on people, but it's like you could tell something was just off there. And then I could see from reading comments over at Back with Barbie, it's like, oh yeah, there's a conflict going on here between these two, and it's like, yeah, something's not right. And then that got me doing a little bit of looking around, and then you find out a little bit more and a little bit more, and it's like, yeah, I'll just stay away from this because I didn't need any more drama. I was, coming out of having just had a major doxing done, and it's like, I can't handle any drama, any of that kind of drama. I'm not getting involved. You know, Back with Barbie and her kind of drama, yeah, that wasn't drama that would involve me. It was, dealing with her and her drama. I didn't need to get into the KJ kind of drama. I'm not getting involved in that. I'll stay away. Yeah, I'll see Brooke. I'll see her pop up and in the feed every once in a while. Once in the proverbial blue moon, I'll see something pop up, and you know, I might go over and give a listen every now and then. Friends, hey friends, hey friends, and roll my eyes, and I'll give a little listen and, and realize that, you listen, and give, that little titch of credibility to what she says, because she had some involvement with the Gypsy Rose shit, and I don't give too much credibility to that because, she was friends with them, then she wasn't, then she was, and she was friends with Fancy, and oh God, if you were friends with Fancy, and yeah. Bliss, she doesn't pop up often enough to be of any concern that she popped up. So it's a non-issue. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Amanda. Aries, hard-headed ram. Good girl. Uh-uh. Don't you do it. Hey, hey, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. Give me the other footsie. Give me the other footsie. Give me the other footsie. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, hey, don't you be that way. Give me your tootsies. Good girl. Hey. Oh, I know. Go ahead. Hi, Jello. My kids are Aquarius, Scorpio, um, another Aquarius, and shit. What's the middle of March? I forget what the middle of March is. I don't really follow a lot of the zodiac. Hey, pretend fashionista. We haven't gotten started yet, but here I'll put up on the screen if we ever get started. No, didn't decide. We've just been shooting the shit. Did the title did not give some sort of an idea of what we were going to do? Hey, call me crazy, but shouldn't everybody have an emotional support shit? We can do that another night. We could do this if anybody really needs some help. Good night, Betty. Rest well. Sweet dreams and happy thoughts. We could do a shitty turtle. Let's see. Oh, no, okay. This would be fun. See, I've got plenty of things we could do for emotional support. I have actually seen that. Bliss, I've actually seen that. I do believe I've mentioned something along that same lines, Amanda. And then I've got all kinds of fidgets that we could add pony beads to make. Oh, I've got an emotional support pickle. Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, y'all are going to hate me for this. You're going to hate me for this. Yeah, but you know what else, Amanda? We're at least finding humor in some of this, and we're turning it into just some funny ass snark too. Yeah, and this is just turning it into lame, dumb, stupid ass fun. Yeah, it's funny, and you know what? You could any of us that make these, you could add catnip into them if you have cats, and they could be cat toys. Um, these ones have pony beads in them. These are Pop Tarts. Fidgets for kids. You know, whatever. So I mean, at least it's productive humor is the way I'm looking at it. Oh, I got one more you guys are gonna love. Hold on. I thought this would be not for tonight though. I thought we'd save this for like later. We got to get anybody that wants to hook. See, a couple of these, we got to get some of the people that want to learn how to hook. We got to get them hooking before we really start doing anything much. Look at that. It's an F-bomb. Hey, I just got it so that I can get my truck out of the driveway today. Of course, I might not be able to get my trash cans to the curb in the morning, but I can get my truck out of the driveway. But yeah, so there you go. We got an F-bomb even. And what's a good term for doing all this stupid silly shit? Yeah, it's just having fun. You too can crochet them, Brooke. Oh, and I got some other ones we're gonna do, but like I said, we've got to get anybody that wants to learn to do some crochet to do these other ones. We've got to get some instructionals out there first because they're going to want to do these other ones I have in mind. Trust me when I say that. But we got to get some instructionals done. Not and they're not hard at all, but you still have to learn some of the basic stitches. Jello, I have some those Pop Tarts now. They're more of a fidget because of the beads. I've got some adorable ones with beads on it. You know, critters. The hedgehog is adorable. The octopi. Let's see, fish, a frog. Some really cute ones. But I think we all do need to have that emotional support shit. And then because you never know when we really need to squeeze out on a shit. So okay, Chris, you take care of yourself first. Oh, Terry, all 3 posts that applied to that, I put the same comment on all 3 of those posts, like for you. Oh, I have the most adorable tissue holder that we're going to make, you know, for the little packs of tissues. But you're not going to see that until we make it. Ooh, let me show you this. This one shit that we're going to make, to take, this pattern's written in German. It's all written in German. So see, we're even going to do a German shit. Well, I appreciate you being here, Pretend Fashionista. Outstanding, Chris. It's been brutal in the north too. It's only what? And it's the temperatures in the single digits today. We were in the negatives last night. What is the temperature right now? Oh, yeah, 5 degrees right now. I'm at 5 degrees. And my squawk box was going off earlier, but I don't remember what it said, but some sort of weather alert. It just takes practice, Jello. Are you feeling any effects still from the fall, Pretend Fashionista? It just takes practice on the tension. Oh, here's the other thing. When you're having problems with the tension, how is your yarn? Are you working from the skein? Outstanding, Chris. I will do my best to be a good instructor. Okay, Jello and Pretend Fashionista. Are you working from a skein of yarn? A ball of yarn? What are you working from? Okay, is it a ball that you rolled or it's from the skein? Okay, it looks like that. Okay, the ball of yarn a cat usually chases in pictures. Okay. I don't think I've ever bought yarn that comes in a ball like that. Okay. Sorry, I feel like I got something in my eye. Hold on, I gotta grab my eye drops. Good night, Chris. Feel better. I feel like I have a coating of eye boogies on my eyes, man. Okay. This is something we'll go over many times, I'm sure. On that side. Okay, there are, and I have a whole case of them in the other room. There are rings. It's not a good piece to use for this sample example. Hold on. I always put my little leather cape on my lap when I'm working with yarn because it doesn't collect any cat fur on me. So, okay, this came off I just rolled this the other day. This is from a skein of yarn. And I have a yarn winder. And I wound some from a big skein of yarn. And when you're not pulling from a, when you pull yarn from a skein, you pull it from the center. This way you don't have to unravel from the outside. Oh, you're fine, Terry. And that's one thing that will automatically help you with tension. Especially when it's a new skein of yarn, that'll automatically help you with tension. Do I have a hook here on the table? Hold on, let me see if I have a hook up here. Because I usually have a hook out somewhere. Nope, I must have put it away. I'll use hooks from this bag. And of course, the zipper wants to give me a rash of shit. There we go. Okay. And then it's hard to show you with if I don't have it set up right. But usually wrap around the little finger and then around the forefinger. And that's how you set up your tension. I'm a serious hooker. And then your little finger is where you'll mostly get a grip. But if you have arthritis, that can be difficult. And then with your forefinger and thumb, you know, you might be holding up here or holding on to your work, you know, or like this. You have to when you're starting out, you're adjusting. There's a million ways to do it. You just start out and you start figuring what works for you. I've seen people that have this wrapped around, you know, they do all kinds of things. And when your hands are dry, you'll find everything just slides through your fingers. Okay. So you start working and you start improvising and adapting. Now, they sell tension rings. They sell different types of rings for tensions. They have some that just look like little springs. They sell fancy, pretty ones. You know, and you put these on, whichever finger you put them on, and the yarn hooks over them. And in this case, it's making it too tight. So you have to figure out which way is going to work for you to help you pull that yarn. So even if you use a tension ring, you still am going to have to play with it. You know, I got to figure. I don't remember. I haven't worn these in so long. I don't remember how I had these. I don't remember which way I was using these. I think I had it. Wait a second. I think I had this one. I think I had it like set up like this. And that, yeah, I had it set up like where this one was hooked on my little finger and this one was hooked on this finger. You know, the only problem with this is I don't feel like I had as much control with the yarn, but you know, you play around, you do different things. And I think my hands, this is when I first turned the furnaces on and my hands were super dry and it just wasn't, and no matter what, I was just not able to get a good grip on my yarn and it was just sliding through my hands too easy. So I went and put on the tension rings just to help me get a little bit of a better grip. But even doing it this way, I still was finding myself, you know, in one way or another, grabbing onto the yarn just to help add a little bit. Am I making any sense? You know, I prefer not to rely on having an extra anything around because you don't always have something. I think I lost Pretend Fashionista and Jello with these. I'm going to end up having to do something with extra type of tools and some must-haves because there are some must-haves. You know, there's stitch markers, and most of the times when you buy kits, you'll get stitch markers that look like this. Looks like a little plastic safety pin. They come in real handy, especially when you're doing little stuff like this, because this is considered amigurumi, and that's for marking off the beginning of your rows. This is a somewhat fancier one, and this is one that I actually made. So yeah, I do make my own because I get bored and I make stuff that I don't need. But I have thousands of stitch markers because they come in different kits. So, but I have row counters, and it's not a necessary thing, but when I'm multitasking, this actually comes in handy because I could do a row and then just, you know, click off that I finished a row. Because when you are working, especially when you're working with smaller stitches and you're working on dark colors, they could be hard to count sometimes. And the stitch marker does come in handy, or not the stitch marker, but the row counter does come in handy, and it saves you with, especially when your eyes are getting older. It saves you from trying to count, so it's a little easier. Oh, that would be cool. Crochet is great at any age. You know, I crocheted when I was young. Nobody in my family taught me how. I learned it from other people. Some of my friends had families that did it, and that's how I learned it. I didn't learn shit from my family. So, but it's a great little hobby. It's fun. You know, whether you know, your daughter's wanting to learn how to crochet and crochet a blanket or crochet a shit, literally. I wouldn't recommend some of the other things we may be crocheting to do with your daughters. But you know, when my kids were little, around the holidays, I'd crochet little pins, you know, for all their classmates. You know, all kinds of little things. You know, so I mean, it's what you can do. You're only limited by your desire and your imagination, literally. Oh, we're down to two. Everybody else fell asleep. Oh, I've always loved crafting. Crafting, cooking, working with plants, working with animals. Been like that all my life. And reading. Tons and tons of reading. That was always my escape from the hell that I lived. I should check the weather to see if that's another storm we have rolling in, or if that was just a well, you know what? I didn't get my squawk box didn't go off yesterday when we went into the negative, so I'm not sure why it went off today. So yeah, I should go and check the weather alerts. Let me look real quick. Yeah, it is a cold weather advisory. I guess it's getting even colder. Oh, wind chills, -22. Lovely. Lovely. And we have a, yeah, great. Paracord. Paracord. You mentioned bracelets. The other day when I was talking about the cord that I use, it was paracord, 550 cord. I hate when I lose my words. I do that all the time. I lose my words. But paracord. I have so much paracord in the house. That's what I use to make collars for the cats. I have the regular 550 and then the micro cord. And I use some of that for macrame. And yeah, and that makes some really good that's also used, the paracord's used for survival bracelets. And they have the really good paracord. I forget which one it is, but it has the more strands on the inside, so that if you break it down, it makes the better survival bracelets. So if she wanted to make some that she could actually sell, it has the extra strands on the inside, and I'm not going to be able to explain it accurately right now because I don't remember everything 100% without, refreshing my memory before I talk about things. I can admit that. But it's part of what makes paracord special. And then the even better version of paracord, with the extra strand in it. You can Google it. But trust me, there's regular paracord, which is phenomenal. And then there's a better version of paracord that's even better. Both of them make great survival bracelets 550 cord / paracord is fantastic. But you could take it up a notch with the better quality, or with the exceptional quality. So, but yeah, she start making those, and there's some beautiful knots you can make with those, and make some beautiful bracelets. She could turn them into different types of collars. You know, the cat collars, the dog collars, leashes, belts. You know, and obviously the collars wouldn't be so much you know, for survival things, but you know, if she learned how to do all the different knots and stuff, she could turn that little craft into a hobby, into a sideline income. Tell her I said that. It's never too soon to start learning how to make a little clink on the side, right? Ooh, time to change this tank, I think. And I can't think of any names, any channel names, but there are some YouTube channels out there that have some really good instructionals for the different types of knots, patterns, whatever you want to call them. And they do have a lot of kits of the paracord kits to get started, to just, you know, try it out, that she could try it out to see if she likes it. So there's an idea. You know, get a paracord kit. You know, and they come with everything you'd need to just make bracelets. There you go. Yeah, they have the kits, and they have all the different colored paracords in them with just enough, and they come with the clips. She's not over here right now, but they come with the clips, everything you need to make you know, whatever number is in there, you know, to make the you know, a set amount of bracelets and everything. You know, and the prices aren't too bad. At least they weren't last time I looked, because I did buy a couple of those kits, you know, the first time I decided to make some cat collars and stuff, because I didn't need to buy the super good stuff just to make some cat collars. I didn't need the you know, the super good survival quality clips and everything to make survival cat collars. Well, I'm talking if they wanted to make some that were for you know, survival style. You know, that's a different market to make survival bracelets. So you go to a craft show, and that's a different shelf spinner to advertise, because you get the different clips that you would use for that. You can get the clips that have little compasses on it. They have a whistle. They have little mirrored buckles on it. Those buckles are really pretty cool. The buckles have little flint strikes on it. Yeah, they're really pretty cool. Really pretty cool. You know, and you know, if you want somebody to come to your table at the craft show, you have a little bit of variety there. Just throwing some ideas out. And, you know, and I think that's one thing. Well, I know that's one thing B probably always complained about. Oh my God, rebranding our ideas. She never stops with the ideas. And I laugh about that. My ideas never stop. I got millions of them, especially if it's a topic I know something about. And that's it is good. Oh, and I didn't mean that she complained about that in a bad way. She did that with a chuckle and the occasional eye roll, and I always laughed about that. But it's not a survival bracelet. The long don the long what's it called, a long dongle or dangle or whatever on a keychain, and you still have enough survival rope on there for emergencies. I mean, it's unlimited. They just need to learn how to do all those cool knots. And once you learn how to do a couple of them, they're really cool looking. Really cool looking. And with with the world going to hell in a handbasket, having survival stuff around, especially like that's not super expensive. Everybody wants it, and you're up in the Great White North. You know, some of the strands that are inside of paracord can be used as fishing line in an emergency. You know, think of the marketability. Look at I'm building your marketing campaign for the girls. Oh, that tank is done. Good thing I had another one primed. You're probably rolling your eyes. Does she ever stop? And if they ever do seriously have an interest, I could pull out some of my paracord and start teaching them some of the knots. I don't remember all of them offhand, not off the top of my head, but I can teach them some of them. And if they know how to macrame, they'll pick up on them real easy. Oh, I'd love to see. I love seeing crafting stuff. I guess tonight was a bust for hooking, but that's okay. Everybody has an idea of what was on the menu. Maybe tomorrow will be more hooker ready. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow we could start with a 20-minute delay for the show. What do you think? Well, I know I was tired. Man, I still feel like I got eye boogies. I didn't put any cyclosporin on my eyes today though, so that probably didn't help. I have an eye appointment on Thursday. Yeah, I'm going to I'm going to also. Yeah, I have a eye appointment on Thursday. See if I need new glasses. See if they'll change my eye meds. I have that lovely dry eye thing going on. They give me cyclosporin for it now. I forget what the brand name of it is. I have to figure out between tonight and tomorrow morning if I'm going to drive myself up a 75-minute drive or if I'm going to take the county van up. I was supposed to go in December, but I kind of missed the appointment. I overslept, so I had to reschedule. Oops. And it's not like my glasses are broken, but I do need to go and get checked. I've been getting a little bit more screen time lately too, so that probably has something to do with my eyes drying out a little bit more. I'll see if he has a recommendation. I'll see if the doc has a recommendation for, maybe a different different monitor setting, perhaps. I'm nearsighted in one eye and farsighted in the other. And up until my mid 40s, I had better than 20/20 vision. And then and then in 1 year, I went from having better than 20/20 vision to needing bifocals. It was like, damn. And I don't think the VA does laser surgery. They've never offered it. I can get contacts, but I have no desire to be sticking my finger in my eye. So I'm just fine with glasses. However, this time I am going to get I am going to get anti-glare on them. So I noticed when I did that short yesterday, I noticed a glare issue. So this time I'll get the anti-glare on my glasses. I never worried about it before. So I don't pay anything for, the basic glasses or anything, but if I want anti-glare or where they shade in the sun, if I want any of that special stuff, I have to pay for that. But just for the basic glasses, there's no charge for that. But now that I'm doing this and am in the camera more, I should get the anti-glare and stuff. Yeah, this getting old shit sucks. Everything goes to hell when you start getting old. I was lucky. My eyes were fine, but both my kids needed glasses before they were 18. Both my boys. Actually, so did the girls. Well, my VA covers that. My federal health insurance, I had a decent copay. They still covered a lot, but I had a my copay wasn't too bad, but I still had a sizable copay. But my because of disabled vet status, it covers all the everything from just the basic glasses. And I'm very fortunate there, depending on how you look at it. It does help. I just got to wait forever to get into dental, get my damn teeth fixed. All the inhalers it's the inhalers that have that have eroded away all the enamel on my teeth. And then also the tramadol. I'm gonna do my hair. Oh, we got a couple people popping back in. Who's back? Who's back? Just got warm all of a sudden. That's weird. Okay, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. I think I'm going to be shutting down here soon. It's been about 2 hours. Thanks, you too. Hi, Summer. This is Crochet, and I don't know if you could say that I'm talented with what I'm doing. I'm just doing a couple stitches here. And I just lost my count. Just killing some time. Are you a crocheter? Or you can put them up on my community tab. So it brings you in here tonight. You waited till everybody left to show up. Well, thanks for popping in. Yeah, Terry Lynn just left. Literally just left. And I was literally just minutes away from shutting down myself. Okay, thanks for popping in, Summer. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think it was over in Chris's live. So I think somebody else told her the same thing. Plenty of people saw it. Plenty of people saw it. The cows are coming home on that one. Good night, Summer. I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. Good night, anybody that comes in for the replay. Good night. Appreciate you.